All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about a pretty huge shift in the search and AI world. Bing just dropped a report that, honestly, could completely change how we think about getting our content seen online. If you make anything for the web, whether it's articles, blog posts, literally anything, you've probably been asking yourself one giant question ever since this whole generative search thing exploded. Is my content actually being used by these AI models? Well, you can stop guessing. In a move that really shook things up in the SEO community, Bing just stepped up and became the first big search engine to finally pull back the curtain and give us a straight answer. Okay, so let's dig into the good stuff. Microsoft just rolled out this new AI performance dashboard inside Bing Webmaster Tools. And this is a really big deal because it's not about your usual clicks or rankings. Nope. This report is all about how AI is specifically citing your content. So this dashboard has a bunch of new things to track, but the one that everyone is kind of freaking out about is something they're calling grounding queries. This is what gives us this incredible, unprecedented look into how the AI actually thinks. So what in the world are grounding queries? Okay, think of it like this. It's the AI's own secret search history. These aren't the phrases that you or I type into the search bar. These are the internal searches the AI itself runs to go out, find your stuff, and double-check the facts before it spits out an answer. We're literally getting a peek into the machine's research process. It's wild. And the data that's already coming out is just fascinating. An early look from SEMrush found that a huge portion, we're talking almost 40% of these internal AI searches, aren't just simple keywords. They're full-on conversational questions or really long, natural-sounding phrases. What this tells us is that the AI is thinking a lot more like a human researcher than we might have thought, asking these complex questions to get to the bottom of things. And you gotta remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. As Microsoft's product manager Fabrice Cannell said himself, this is just a preview. The message there is loud and clear. This is only the beginning. The amount of insight we're gonna get is only going to get deeper from here. So we know what the tool is, but why is this such a massive deal for the entire industry? Well, simply put, this sets a completely new standard for transparency in the age of AI search. I mean, when you put it side by side with what we have now, the difference is just night and day. On one hand, Bing is giving us a dedicated AI dashboard, it's showing us citation counts for specific URLs, and it's even giving us examples of those grounding queries. And then you look at Google Search Console, and that AI data is kind of just mixed in with everything else. There's no clear way to see what's what. Bing just took a giant leap forward here. Now, of course, let's keep a level head. It's not perfect. There are some important limitations here. For one, there's no click-through data, so you can't really see the direct business impact of these citations. Also, just because you got cited doesn't mean you were the #1 source. It could have just been a quick mention. And let's be real, Bing is still a smaller piece of the overall AI search market compared to the giant that is Google. But even with those limitations, the reaction from people in the industry has just been electric. I think this quote from SEO consultant Nikki Pilkington just nails the feeling perfectly. It feels like while Google has been making these smaller tweaks, Bing just walked in and dropped a total game changer, putting a ton of pressure on its biggest rival. Okay, so you've got this new data. What do you actually do with it? How do you make it useful? Let's break it down into a simple 4-step action plan. All right, here we go. First, you're going to cross-reference. Take a look at the pages the AI is citing the most and compare them to the pages that get you the most traffic. Are they the same pages? This is going to show you what AI cares about versus what traditional search cares about. Second, find the gaps. Seriously, dig into those grounding queries. If the AI is asking questions that you don't have content for, boom, you just found a huge untapped opportunity. Third, compare your pages. Pull up a page that gets cited a lot next to one that doesn't. What's different? This can give you amazing clues about what the AI likes in terms of structure, authority, and so on. And finally, set a baseline. Export all this data right now. This is your starting point, so you can track how you're doing and see if your optimizations are actually working over time. So, when you boil it all down, there's a really clear pattern that starts to emerge from all of this. The takeaway is this. AI systems love and value content that has a clean, clear structure, makes claims that are backed up by actual evidence, and has information that's fresh and current. It's not just about stuffing keywords anymore. It's about quality and being trustworthy. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. This whole thing from Bing isn't just about a cool new dashboard. It's really about the future of the relationship between search engines and all of us, the people who create the content that they depend on. And that really leaves us with one final massive question. Now that Bing has kicked the door open and given us this kind of detailed AI-specific data, the pressure is officially on. The big question on everyone's mind is, how long can Google really afford to keep all of its creators and publishers in the dark?